Hey guys, what's up? Real Dead is live. It's Mike over here, right, Mike? What the heck? And Gregory.
Yeah,
Final boy Gregory is here
I
today.
made it through a movie.
Yep. He dies in the sequel right away though. Ice pick to the
Uh,
head.
har.
um, don't you hate that though, guys? Let's kind of talk about that real quick. Don't you hate it when somebody, either a male or a female, we're talking about Final Girls tonight, makes it through the whole movie, and then at in the next movie they kill her off like within the next like the first half hour. I don't understand that logic. Do you guys understand why they would do that?
Making way for new final girls, I guess, new
I know,
people.
but why not just have them like live on too? Like what? Why not?
Oh, where'd Mike go?
I think
Uh,
he took himself out.
okay, I can think of one movie that did that, and it's actually they are one of my what is it called? Like notable people to say or whatever. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Honorable mention. I'll bring it up later, but yeah, because two people kind of go hand in hand, and I'm like, I got to split them because one was more than the other, but still needs an honorable mention. But I'll go into that
Wait a
later.
minute, you did two Final Girls from the same movie?
No, I picked
Oh,
one, but the other one is an honorable mention because I
okay.
kind of go hand in hand, but I had to kind of like split them up. But I'm still going to mention them, and because you brought that subject up, I'll talk about that later with that person.
Mike, are we having video or audio issues right now? Is that why you went out?
Yeah, I was hearing double everything going on. So I went out and came back in. It was probably on my end.
Okay, as
Okay.
I say, I can take it off this if need be.
Is it better now?
So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody in here. I don't know if they hear us okay or not. But
Oh,
um,
Old Restless is here.
old restless.
so ask old restless how's it sound? Is
Old
he hearing
Restless,
any?
how is our video and audio right now? Is it bad or is it okay? Let us know, please.
Greg Scary.
He
Coming
said
in.
coming in loud and clear, Mike.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So
I
yeah, we're
guess.
going to talk about Final Girls tonight, and we did a top six Final Girls. So each, oh, I'm slightly muffled, Mike. I wonder if it'll help if I put my other earphone in because I only have one in, but I'm going to try it.
Well, if you're muffled, wouldn't that be your microphone, not your ears?
Well, this way I have two microphones now instead of just one. See
Oh,
what I'm saying?
you're using
So
Bluetooth or something. Okay.
I'm using Bluetooth. Yes. So we have a wheel one through six. We will spin it, and we is there a blank space, Mike? There.
They're all blank.
Um. So we have a wheel one through six, and it will pick who the final girl is. So that way. Um, Old Russ says, speaking of Final Girls, did you guys see the great movie The Final Girls? No, I did not, but I did in my research.
I did want
I
to see.
saw that there I saw there was a movie called The Final Girls, but I have no idea. I mean, I've never seen it. Have you guys seen that movie?
That's one of the ones I have on my watch list, I believe. Thank you for reminding me because I do want to see that. I don't know if he's trying to say
Okay.
it's that or not.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen it, but I did see that there was a movie called that, which I had no clue there was. So, um, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we get going on this?
You said it's very good. Okay, good to look forward to then.
Okay, let's start the wheel, Mike.
All right.
Whoa, who's first?
Uh oh.
Oh,
One. Mike's
oh,
worst nightmare. This is Mike's worst nightmare.
starting it out
Yeah,
strong.
I don't like this. I like going backwards.
Oh
You want
well, Mike.
want to redo it then?
No, this is the
So
way it is.
The watch time on this is going to be 5 minutes or less
Why?
because nobody's going to care after one. All
Mike.
right, who's
Oh.
going first? I got Josh on
Okay.
here first.
Okay. My top final girl, simply put, Sydney Prescott. Sydney
Woohoo!
Prescott is my top final girl because she's been the most consistent out of all the final girls. I was just telling Mike today, Laurie Strode is a great final girl. And the first, well, not the first, but one of the first. But her character changed so much in the different variations of the movies. That's why I can't put her number one. Sydney is a constant. So that's where I go with it. And yeah, Sydney Prescott.
Awesome.
What you got, Greg?
I have Sydney Prescott, Nev Campbell, all the way, number one. Josh already knew it was going to be her for me, too, because, him and I think alike like that. We both love the Scream movies, and we both knew she was number one in our mind.
Yep.
So, I mean, she's gone through the ringer in these movies, and she still comes back strong. But somebody made a comment on the Scream thing on Facebook that I follow, and they said no person in real life could go through all this and still be like stable, like mentally, like she is. And even Nev Campbell said before these other new ones were made, she's like, I could see her probably in some psycho ward or something because she's gone through so much. But I think her character might break at some point if it comes to her family, especially, which I think we might see something like that in this new one.
So you're saying there's a chance she could be a Ghostface killer?
No, I think she just might break mentally. Like she's not gonna be gung ho, blazing, fire and everything like she was in the fifth one. She was very confident. I think in this one, if it comes to her, like one of her family members getting hurt or something, it's gonna break her in one way or another. She's not gonna be so confident anymore.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
face.
yeah, yep. So Mike, you're up.
Let's just make it 3 for 3.
Wow. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming, Mike.
I thought for sure it was gonna be Laurie Strode.
No,
they said they love Daniel. They love Danielle Harris.
Yeah, Danielle Harris is awesome. Hey, Karina, good to see you in here, Karina.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of going back to what you just said, I do think some of the writers have given Laurie Strode some of the some not favorable type characters later in the series. I wasn't a big fan of that. Sydney's probably been the most consistent.
Yep.
So that's one reason why I've got Sydney there.
I agree.
I think he's been in maybe 1 or 2 less movies than Laurie Strode has when it comes to the whole Michael Myers thing. Now, if you went back and said, is this not a character and maybe the actress, it may be it may be Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know, but
right.
I'll leave it that right there for now.
Yep. I think I think the consistency and then the natural progression through all the movies is it definitely just works. So yeah, let's go to the next one, Mike.
I wonder if this one will be number 2.
I hope so, for your sake.
6.
Oh,
Change it up. 6.
Gregory, you're up first.
All right, so I told Josh that this might be controversial, but I went by what you guys said.
Don't say Courtney Cox.
No, but I'm gonna say Iris from Companion is my number 6.
Wow.
Even though she's not a real person, she's still definitely a final girl in that movie.
She is.
She's not a human being. She doesn't have a heartbeat. Come on. I mean, am I supposed to pick my dog next or something? I mean,
it doesn't matter though. You told me final girl, You didn't say
Yeah.
they're not human. That's why
Right.
I think it's controversial. But she became
Well, is the
self-aware.
computer a male or a female? Is my computer here a male or female?
She became self-aware though, and she was being hunted like a real person. She went
Yep.
through crap like a real person. It wasn't her
Yeah.
that happened, and they were using her. So
Gregory, I actually like that pick. I'm not going to argue with you like Mike. I actually like that pick.
well, thank you. I just thought, yeah, she's definitely a final girl, and she made it through to the very end. And it was very much like Scream for me in a way because of, because of Dennis Quaid's son in it, So, and just for those that haven't seen it, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it reminded me of Scream 5 a lot. So,
Okay.
but yeah, that's my number 6. I had to put her in. I'm like, this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to do it.
Mike, you're up, man.
All right, number 6 for me is going to be Nancy Thompson.
Okay, that's a good one. Yep.
I know she hasn't been in quite as many movies as some of the other ones. She's been in more than Iris, and she is human.
Yep. She has, but unlike Iris, her character has been killed off.
Yeah, but Iris was killed and brought back. So Nancy Thompson technically could be killed and brought back.
Was she really though? I think she just
they had to reboot her and reset everything. So yeah, she was gone.
Dang, Mike is hating on that pick, Gregory.
She came back though. She was still the final girl.
So Nancy Thompson's coming back too one of these days.
Okay, yeah,
Nancy Thompson. In case people don't know, of course, Nightmare on Elm Street, and I think she was in. Was it number 3 or 4 too? Number 3.
Number 3, yes. And then she was also in New Nightmare, but she played herself.
Right.
And Mike, you actually met her, the actress, and she was really nice to you guys.
Yep, Heather Langenkamp. She was real nice, real sweet.
I say, why not bring her back for something? I mean, they've done that for every other franchise. Do it, Why not?
Yep. All right, what's yours, Josh?
Mine is Ginny from Friday the 13th Part 2.
Yep.
I think
only one movie, but she is strong.
Oh, very, and also not bad on the eyes. I think Jenny is. I mean, sometimes she does some like when Paul Holt is fighting with Jason. She's just standing there like, oh God. It's like, go over there and help the dude, Jenny. You're tough. But she also gets the upper hand on Jason. She comes up with a cool idea of putting the mother sweater on and acting like her. That was really cool. Definitely a strong character. I wish you would have seen her in something else. At least they didn't kill her off in the next movie, though. So yeah, Ginny.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it was hard for me to put her at 6, though. I wanted to put her higher, but
she was also in April Fool's Day as a strong character too.
Okay, I never saw that.
You never saw April Fool's Day?
No.
Yeah, she's the final girl in that. She's the main character. Okay, so we'll shuffle this up and see what we got here. Four.
Do you want me to go first this time?
Sure, go.
Or Mike, or do you want to go, Mike?
No, you can go.
My number 4 is a fairly new one, and I'm talking about Maxine Meeks is my number 4. So,
triple X in there.
Yeah, I did. That's how I spelled it. I mean, she did. She wasn't in a trilogy, but she was in 2 movies. I loved her in X. I think X is awesome. And then Maxine, not as good, but still very. She's a strong character in that. Yeah, and on top of that, she's the girl that plays her is a phenomenal actress. So, yeah, Maxine Minks is my number 4, man.
Greggy, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is actually who you just said, Heather Langenkamp as Nancy.
Oh, okay.
From Nightmare on Elm Street. She went through 4 movies, actually. She was in the first one. No, sorry. She went through 3. She was in the first one, the third, and then the New Nightmare. So, yeah, I thought she was a good pick because she went through so much and she played the same character basically through all 3 of them, even though she played herself, Heather Langenkamp, playing as Nancy. So it was kind of interesting. That was probably the original first meta horror movie that I can think of. And I actually just saw
Gregory Old Restless is calling you out and said Nancy isn't in A New Nightmare, and he's technically right.
No, she is, because Wes Craven, who played himself in the movie, was talking to Heather Langenkamp saying, I was wondering if you would play Nancy one last time. And throughout the movie, towards the end, she actually did embrace it, and she technically did play Nancy, because the one that played her father started calling her Nancy as well. She was in her pajamas and everything. So she did kind of make the transition into, okay, I'm going to give in to this weird concept. I'm going to play Nancy one more time and save my son. It was kind of an interesting mix up, but Robert Englund said that it was probably the first meta that horror had tried, and Wes Craven was the one to try that. So I can't think of any other movie for horror at that time that tried something meta like that.
And that's one movie, regrettably, that I haven't seen all the way through. I just have not seen it all the way through. So I need to right that wrong this year for sure.
I like his look a lot in that. That look was probably scarier than the original look, I think.
Okay, Mike, you're up.
Mine's Sienna Shaw from Terrifier, because she's a badass. She's young. She's smart. She's been fighting the demons and Art and everybody else, and then she's going to be coming back for another one. So that's a new one for me. That's only had 2 movies that she was in with the Terrifier series, but she's coming back for a third one, and she's just exemplifies badassery. She also, in real life, Lauren Lavera plays a lot of her own stunt double work, so she's not only the character, Sienna Shaw, is a badass, but in real life, Lauren Lavera is pretty tough as well. I think she's something in Taekwondo or black belt, or she's some kind of fighting thing in real life too. But she just shows a strong character who is young and smart and just fighting and not giving up. And I really like her character. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and you've also met her, Mike.
Yep. And I just saw today where they're coming to Raleigh, North Carolina at the end of May or 1st of June. Her and Elliot and David Howard Thornton are coming to the GalaxyCon in Raleigh, North Carolina, hour and a half away, right where near where Fear Fest is at. So now I got to decide if I'm going to try to go down there and get their autograph now. That's in, I think, May the 30th and through the June 1st. So who knows? I might be taking these Funko Pops over and getting them to sign them.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, Mike, let's spin that wheel.
All right, let's go.
Wow, this is going fast. We're down to 3.
Ooh, 5. Mike, you're up. Let's go. Back to back, Mike.
All right. Number 5 for me is Maxine Minks.
Yep.
She's another new character. She was in 2 of the 3 as Maxine, and I thought she was awesome in X. She's pretty good in Maxine as well. Mia Goth is just a rock star as an actress.
Yeah. Yep. 100% agree.
Looks like I'm locked up, and I'm gonna have to go out and back in, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you are locked up.
Yep. That. Hey, thank Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mike's
You
got
win.
Starlink. So yeah, old Russ has said Mike's in love. I don't know if he's in love, but he definitely met her and got a picture with her. Anthony and her got a picture, right? Or did you get a picture with her too?
Yeah, me and Anthony both did.
Yeah. She seemed real nice. I mean, she seemed from like the interaction in the video that you have. She seemed real genuine and nice with the fans, in my opinion.
Yep.
So
All
okay,
right,
so
who's next?
you're up first, Mike. You did number 5. Gregory,
Yep.
you can go next for number 5.
So my number 5 is Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris from Halloween 4, 5. Her character was in 6, but not Danielle Harris. So,
Giving in 6, she was giving birth to her uncle's child.
and she was not a final girl in the 6th one. But
No,
yeah,
she died in the beginning.
yeah, 4 and 5. Her character went through a lot. I think I like the 4th one more than the 5th one as far as character being in it.
Dude, they did her character so dirty in the 5th one. They made it so she couldn't talk. They made her like they wrote her character horribly in 5, but she's great in 4. She's really good in 4. Gregory.
Yeah, they did like what is it, telekinetic type thing where she could like be connected to her uncle, and she like had to write things down and draw and all this stuff. But and then I'll get back to that later too. With
Cookie Woman.
Oh my god,
Cookie Woman.
I don't remember him saying that, but yeah,
Cookie.
That's Lily.
For a young girl, she's pretty good in that as an actress, and she's been. I do have to say she's been a final girl in Hatchet, the series, also. So she's really been a final girl in 2 franchises, really. And there's so many.
Maybe a good live down the road too is like the top final actresses that have been in several. Not just one franchise has been in multiples, because there's quite a few.
Yeah, they're still waiting to do at least one more.
Is it Samara Weaver's been in quite a few, right?
But no, Danielle Harris, we listened to her panel and she said there's really no development on another Hatchet. She said she wants it to happen, but she don't think it will. Didn't she say that, Mike?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that's right from the horse's mouth.
I mean, the way it ended, was a good ending. It's an open ending, but it's an ending. So I know you haven't seen them all, Josh, so I won't say anything.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, okay. You should watch them. They're kind of fun.
But yeah, old Ressa says can't do much better than Victor Crowley. I mean, he's a Jason ripoff, isn't he?
Yeah, so is Hard Eyes, though. I mean,
kinda, yeah.
I'd say Hard Eyes is more of a Ghostface ripoff, Mike.
He uses a machete a lot in that movie.
Yeah, but it's a human. It's not like
you're right. There is some Ghostface there, but he does. His mannerisms remind me of Jason.
I saw Hard Eyes did $8.5 million over the weekend. I don't know how much it cost, but that's what it did for box office.
It cost $18 million to make it, so they're saying it needed another really good, strong weekend this week.
And it might, though, with Valentine's Day, it could have a nice, people going on dates. It could have a strong weekend. Lily?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Josh, who's your number 5?
My number 5 is, I don't know how to say this name, that I can't remember how to pronounce this name, but I think it's Maya from Evil Dead 2013 remake. I think M-I-A. Is that Maya?
It's Mia.
Oh, Mia. Okay, Mia. So to me, she's only in the one movie, but I mean, man, she went through a lot in that movie. I mean, she went. She plays a person trying to overcome a drug addiction with her friends at this cabin. She's going through that. Then she gets possessed by this entity and is a possessed person. Comes out of dies, comes back to life, and then becomes the final girl and takes out the demon at the end. I mean, she goes through it in this movie, and I think her performance is pretty good. And I just really like that movie a lot. So yeah, I picked Mia.
Okay. We'll go here and shuffle things up again. And
I've only seen that movie one time.
Oh man, it's excellent. It's excellent.
Yeah, Old Restless. I remember that last one was called Victor Crawley. So I was watching them. They're all on Tubi. That's where I was watching them at.
Oh, Mike, we got number 2.
Number 2. Is it my turn?
Yeah, you can go first.
All right, number 2 for me is probably pretty much a no-brainer. It's Laurie Strode. Not really a lot you can say. I do, I think me and Greg may disagree on this. I really hate the way they made her character later on become like a weak drunk, which, I know you said earlier about Nev Campbell said, in real life, could you really be that strong to the very end? But with some of the different writings and stuff with her, I really didn't like how they did her character. Just my personal opinion. But early on, no doubt, number 1 and number 2, even in number 4, and H2O is a guilty pleasure of mine. I always like H2O for some reason, but
she has a drink in that one too.
Yeah, she's my number 2.
Hey, Sidney Prescott never turned into a drunk, Mike.
Well, that's just because Halloween's been written over what, 30 years.
They made her a drunk in 2018, didn't they? A survivalist.
45 years.
In 2018, didn't she drink a bunch and she was like a survivalist nut job in that one?
Yep.
Well, they made her a drunk or alcoholic in 1998, wasn't it, or 97?
Right.
98 H2O, yeah. So,
all right, Greg, what's your number 2, Greg?
So my number 2 is Sigourney Weaver as Ripley in the Alien series. She is by far my favorite actress. She kicks butt in the Alien movies. Alien Resurrection, it's like hit and miss kind of with what they did. But and then of course she didn't. If you haven't seen the movie by now, I'm sorry, but she did survive in Alien 3, and I think that was by Sigourney Weaver's choice, that she did not want her to survive and keep going. She wanted to give closure to her character, and
that's true.
Talked her into doing the 4th one. So, but Aliens, in my personal opinion, is by far the best Alien movie probably of all time. I do like the newer ones, but
Romulus is excellent in my opinion. I liked it a lot.
It was, but I still think Aliens, in my opinion, still takes the cake with.
I agree.
Just at the time, practical effects. There was no CGI. It was all practical. And that's what I want movies to really go back to, is more practical effects. And you could really tell the difference between CGI and practical. But yeah, I love Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. I wish they'd bring her back for one more. They were supposed to, but she's starting to get up there more. Could she do it? Maybe. But time's ticking. They need to make a decision if they are.
Yep. Okay, well, mine's Laurie Strode, because I think that first 2 movies are really strong. After that, it kind of goes on a loopy-loop, but I would say the first 2 movies are pretty strong for her. So yeah, I think Mike said it all. I think she's an all-timer for me. It's just the reason why she couldn't be number 1 is because the story got wonky with her the longer they went, the more wonky it got. So
Well,
I'll say that's the reason.
Halloween has like what 5 timelines. I've seen that
Yep.
thing where it shows like the different arrows going different ways and stuff.
Yeah.
Old Restless said that my choice was an interesting choice. So yeah, I wanted to kind of veer off from the norm a little bit.
Yep. Okay, so we got number 3 left, right?
Yep. Who is it, Josh?
I can go. Mine is Ripley from Alien. She's a badass. I mean, in the first movie, she survived. When every other man in her group and woman was taken out, she survived. And then in Alien 2, Aliens, she stepped it up to a whole nother level and fought an alien queen.
Mm-hmm.
And outlasting trained colonial marines, by the way.
Yep.
So, yep, total badass. And I love it. And then number 3, I think it's a piece of crap. But, and Resurrect. Now, listen, number 3 is a piece of crap. Number 4 is a piece of crap, but it's at least a fun movie to watch. Number 3 is not fun, in my opinion. So yeah, who you got, Mike?
Mine's identical.
Ripley?
Yep. Even though even though I'm not the biggest fan of aliens being in the horror genre, I still think it's a lot of sci-fi. I get, one being horror, but there's no doubt her character is very strong. I mean, she was the captain on the ship after the first guy went out. I mean, she was hunting down the xenomorph. I mean, she's a badass. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
Plus, well, I'm gonna keep it.
I love it in the second movie where she tapes the flamethrower and the machine gun together, and she's got like a dual weapon. It's awesome. I love that.
Do you know in real life she's a big gal? I mean, she's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
She is. I saw her standing beside somebody a while back, and I was like, God, how tall was she? And then I went back and looked up, and it says she was like 6 foot tall. I was like, damn.
Yeah, dude, like in Alien Resurrection, dude, she was almost eye to eye with Ron Perlman when they were standing, like looking each other in the face. She was almost as tall as Ron Perlman. So yeah, I think Ron Perlman's like 6'1", 6'2". So,
all right, Greg, are we going to see Laurie Strode from you?
You are actually. That is my number 3. Is Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode. I had to put her as number 3 just because of I like Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, but yeah, there's a lot of intertwining and veering different ways with timelines and stuff. But she's still a good character, and her and Sigourney Weaver kind of go hand in hand with their characters. And to get up the horror really quick for a second, they actually were in one movie together, Sigourney Weaver and Jamie Lee Curtis, called You Again, and it was a comedy. But to have those two iconic women playing horror icons in a movie, in a comedy together, was awesome. So I'm glad they at least got together for that type of a movie. But yeah, I think in some movies they did Jamie Lee Jamie Lee Curtis's character wrong at times, and then at times she was strong. I still say Halloween H2O would have been the best proper ending in my mind. Or you could take Halloween 2018 and then cut to the end of Halloween Ends, and then there you go. You have the perfect ending.
No, Gregory, you keep on. Listen, Mike, Gregory, every time Halloween comes up, he comes on here and preaches this bullshit about how the ending is so great, Halloween Ends, when it's just nothing but a piece of shit. Right, Mike? It's not a good ending. It's not. He makes it sound like it's a grandioso ending. No, it's not. It's not even a great... Dude, the fight in H2O is way better. That fight at the end isn't that good. It's not. I mean, it's in the kitchen. and then they throw him in a damn grinder, Gregory. Give me a break.
They had to get rid of him for real. The thing in H2O that makes me mad is that LL Cool J took the knife from her when she was going to make sure he was gone, but he had to take the knife from her and she didn't fight back or anything. But if it makes you feel any better, they did say that at the end of Halloween Ends, that could have all been a dream where they could actually bring him back, say even for the TV series, but that's going to be a different timeline. But they could bring him back if they wanted to and just say, this was a dream or, something like that. That actually is the only way that I could see them bringing.
Michael Myers is not dead. He's coming back. So you know that.
Evil never dies.
Not in that timeline.
Yeah. So old Ren. Well, you don't know that. They could.
He was
old. They could say it was. They could say it was the plumber's body that was already in the house that he killed from earlier.
I'm waiting for that one on Dewey. Dewey's coming back. His body. They never did show his face. That body in
You're
the
right.
bag.
You're right about that, Mike. Old Restless says he was ground up. Yeah, in like an industrial grinder, right, Mike?
Yeah, it was one of those metal grinders.
Sorry.
Old Restless hasn't seen the last two.
Well, count himself lucky. No kills. Listen. I have changed my mind on kills. There's some stuff in it that really annoys me, but there's lots of stuff in it that I really love. Big John, Little John. I like the killings in it. The killings are probably the most brutal. If you don't count the Rob Zombie movies, these killings and Halloween Kills are the most brutal out of the series, in my opinion. Not counting the Rob Zombie stuff, because that's brutal. That's more brutal. Well, but yeah.
I have a problem with it, though, because in the first one, it's like they couldn't make up their mind. They said, even Jamie Lee said, we have to remember he's human. And the second one, they made him freaking like superhuman strength or something. Like
it's the evil. The evil empowers him, right, Mike? He's powered by evil, and then he could transfer that evil from his eyes into Corey's eyes, right, Mike?
But that's what I'm saying. If he was supposed to be human, we went totally into the supernatural in the second one. But he was.
Yep, they did.
It's like they couldn't make up their mind what they wanted, and
they leaned.
You beat him down.
Yeah.
And start.
Yeah, you're right. They leaned into the supernatural, into the Halloween Kills, and then they really leaned into the supernatural at Ends. But they did that before when they tried to make him part of like some kind of satanic cult and all this shit. So they've done that with the character before. So hey, I'd like to say, hey Joseph, what's up? Hey, I'd like to say some honorable mentions, and then you guys can mention some too. And then we can go over our, if we want to, I would like to go over a couple of honorable mentions. I'm not going to say too many in case, I just want to say like 2 or 3 honorable mentions. And one of them I really had on my list, and then I took her off. Sam Carpenter actually was pretty high for me. I like her in the movie. She's Billy Loomis's daughter, but she's not a killer, though she has killed. She has killed as vicious as her father, but just on the side of good. She made her boyfriend into a pincushion, man. She stabbed the hell out of that guy. And in the second one, she did it too. So Sam Carpenter was kind of high for me. Another one that I just had a hard time putting on here, but I think she's awesome. Sarah Connor, man. Sarah Connor is a badass. The first Terminator, to me, and I think some people will agree with me, not everybody, but the first Terminator has a lot of horror in it. It's a horror. It's got the sci-fi like Alien, but it also has a lot of horror. The Terminator is basically a slasher. He's going around hunting and killing people with the same name as Sarah Connor until he finds them. So Sarah Connor, just for the first movie, the second one's a pure action. But man, she turns into a badass in that one. One more I would like to say is, and this doesn't have to do with the movie, that's why I couldn't include it, but Buffy Summers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show. I love that. That was in my teenage years, and I still love the show. They're actually going to do a reboot of it as a TV show. So Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy Summers is awesome. So yeah, and there's also Helen Shivers from, I know she's another summer. She died, but she should have been a final girl with Julie. To hell with it. Wait a minute. What is this?
Wait,
What's your all favorite final girl in Frozen song? No, I don't watch Frozen. I don't watch that kitty crap.
Who? Wait, who
He's
was
just
the
saying your
last
last pick. Your last pick was pretty far off there, Josh.
Who was the last one? Helen who? Josh?
She's not a final girl technically. She dies, but Helen Shivers from I Still Want You Did Last Summer by Sarah Michelle Gellar, but from I Know You Did Last Summer, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, should have been the final girl because her character was a hell of a lot better than freaking Jennifer Love Hewitt's character. But that's a rant for another day. So we could do a video. Should have been final girls, but they didn't. They died.
Maybe she'll come back as a different character. She didn't want to come back as her same character, but maybe they talked her into coming back. I don't know. I only have 2 honorable mentions, but did you have any, Mike? Did you want to go before me?
No, you go ahead and go with yours first, Gregory.
So I mentioned before Halloween. I mentioned Danielle Harris. And you were asking about when you survive a movie and you go to the next one and you're taken out. So Ellie Cornell that played Rachel in the 4th one was taken out in the most stupidest way in the 5th one with a pair of scissors. She took her shower, whatever, danced around the house and all that, got back into her room, and then saw him in the mirror, and then she got stabbed, and that was it. I'm like, really? You go through all that, and that's how you do that character? That's not. Even Nell didn't think that was right.
Well, like the final girl from the first Friday the 13th, taken out in literally the first 10 minutes. I mean, that is atrocious. But, Rachel is actually probably behind Laurie Strode and Jamie. Is probably the best final girl from that series. She's actually a really good final girl. She's a lot better than Tina. Tina in 5 is annoying and stupid, and I don't like her. Wait a minute. Old Restless says, dude wants to rewrite history. Yeah, I do. Justice for Helen Shivers. That's what I want to say.
That would have sealed the deal. Oh, Patricia Arquette as Kristen in Dream Wars is an honorable mention. If she came back for part 4, that would have sealed the deal. She couldn't come back for the 4th one, I guess, because I think there was scheduling conflicts or something. So they got somebody else. And that poor actress had to go through crap from what I heard because she was taking over Patricia Arquette's character, and the other legacy people from the 3rd one, were kind of like, who is this person? I don't know if they treated her bad, but I guess she just didn't feel very welcome.
Was that wasn't her name like Tuesday Morning or some crap?
Yeah, and she's if you see her in interviews, she's into some interesting stuff. But
okay, yeah, but her name's Tuesday Morning or something, right?
Yeah. So my other one is Jessica Biel as Erin in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2002 version.
I had that as an honorable mention too. That is a good one.
She was really good in that, and she had to go through a lot. That was a very physical role for her to go through making that movie. But I think she was a really good final girl. Much better than what was it? The Beginning with Jordana Brewster. Yeah, her character.
She died though. She didn't live.
No, she didn't. Her character went in a really bad way.
Yeah,
I thought for sure she was going to survive, but she didn't. So
wait a minute, Joseph. No, don't be on here talking like that, Joseph.
Josh and Greg, you guys are sexy.
Hey, different choice for different folks, Josh. I can't help it when you're just attractive like we are. Three good-looking guys. I mean, it doesn't matter. We can't help that.
Thank you for the comment. I appreciate that.
I'm glad that you said Erin because she was like behind Sam Carpenter for me because I really thought she was a good final girl. Old Russell said these 3 Adonises.
Wow.
Listen, I got a massive ab.
Mike, so what's some of yours?
So real quick, Sarah from The Descent, a couple movies
Oh
there.
yeah, great.
That's one of the few all-female horror movies that kind of came out.
I love that movie. I love that movie, man. It was so creepy for the time, man.
Well, and then they had The Descent 2, and they made her come back, her character go back to where it was. I'm like, why would you go back?
And then her friend's still alive in the cave when obviously she was killed in the last movie. That was stupid. I didn't like that.
Also, Kirsty from Hellraiser.
Yeah, I actually just got the chance to see Hellraiser in the theater last Wednesday, and yeah, she was a good final girl. Yeah, I really love being able to see Hellraiser in the theater again. I thought that was great, and I actually not again. For the first time.
So all my movies I picked, they were at least in 2 movies. The only one I'm going to pick that was only in 1 movie so far is damn.
No, Joseph, I don't paint my nails. Not that anything wrong with that, but yeah, no. Mike doesn't either. Gregory, do you?
Grace and Ready or Not, Samara Weaving. Have you ever seen Ready or Not?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It is awesome. I wish they would have came out with a part 2, but she was just, once she found out what was going on, the family was trying to kill her, she started kicking ass the rest of the way. And I loved how the very end of that movie, she's sitting there smoking the cigarette, blood all over in a wedding dress on the steps. It's just awesome.
Mike,
I agree.
Second one.
Huh?
They are coming out with a second one.
I heard they were, but is she in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how she was the first kill in Scream 6, though. She was a first kill in that movie. Hey, Old Restless has a question for you, Mike. Are you sure Mike doesn't paint his nails? We haven't seen his feet.
My toes are so black you don't want to see them. I can tell you right now.
Wait a minute.
Been a lot of weight lifting over the years and a lot of drop 100-pound plates on my toes. So no, you don't want to see them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
they're bringing her back for a second one, but I don't know how.
So I did have another one, and that was Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974. I mean, considered maybe, I don't know if she's the first final girl, but she's one of the first. I mean, she's literally maybe one of the first. So yeah, you got to kind of give her a nod. Sally, I mean, she escaped that crazy family, so.
I think down the road we ought to do one it's like where it's only like maybe like they've only been in 1 movie, like the top final girls or the top final girls that maybe were killed off or something like that. Where
I mean, I was thinking, but she didn't make my list. But I was like, wait, the mother in the first Chucky movie. I mean, she didn't die. Her character went away after the first one, but she didn't die. And she has that iconic scene where she's shaking Chucky and says, "Talk to me, God damn it!" And he's like, "You so bitch!" I love that, dude. I mean, that's an iconic scene from that movie. And yeah, I mean, she could be. She was in 1 movie. Like I said, Mike, you're right. That's something we could do. We will think of a topic for next month. Yeah. So I think this is a pretty good show. I had a good time with it.
Yeah, I think down the road. I mean, everybody always talks about final girls. I think final guys would be all right too. I mean, there's a lot. Most kind of the cliche has always been there's a final girl, but there's been movies that have final guys as well.
Yeah, Old Restless says, "Are there many final boys?" The kid from Chucky as well. No, there's a lot more actually. So
there's a new one, but I don't know if I want to say it because it might ruin it. So
right, let's reserve them for another time.
Yeah.
So wait, Joseph says, "I think Ready or Not is the worst horror movie, and Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X are the best."
Wow.
Okay.
I think he's pulling our chain with that one.
Yeah, I think he's saying everything opposite of what he really thinks.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, hey, that was a good show.
Y'all have
Mike, we have a lot of content coming out, don't we, Mike?
Yes, we actually today had the Terrifier popcorn bucket came out.
Yep.
And then I think
and we have our first.
For the next 2
We
weeks,
have
we got 2 videos coming out each week for the next 2 weeks.
Yep, and we have our first old school retro movie review that the audience picked, and that is Evil Dead 1981, right, Mike?
El Restless Give Me Hell says that's not a popcorn bucket.
Oh wow.
That's what they called it, El Restless. I can't help.
Okay, guys. We'll be back probably Friday night next time. This was just a special Monday because me and Mike and Gregory, we won't be around. So we just had to do it on a Monday.
Yep, thanks
All right, see y'all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.